Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in the city of Mannington. Still a working name, so if you've got a better suggestion, I'm open to it. Alright, we've entered fall. I did turn off the sound of the radio this time because the music is just not doing it for me, and it makes the build, at least when I'm editing the video, seem a little boring. So I changed the music. I'm going to sub in my own. All right, in the last part, we built out this cargo line from Sunrise Gardens over here into Fairview Ridge, and it's doing great work in terms of transporting some of these goods. Let's go down here to business, trade. If we notice, trade has just popped off. It used to be nothing, and now it is absolutely something. So that's going to bring in a decent amount of money for our city, and I think is part of why our balance sheet is looking so well, even though it says it's mainly taxes. I don't know if I agree with that. We are having some abandonment issues. So what do we got going on over here? This building is abandoned. The building has been abandoned by its occupants. But there's not really a reason. Small homes, lack of entertainment, unreliable internet service. It doesn't seem to be, a true reason why. So what we're going to do is, if the building has gone abandoned, we're going to delete it so that another building can move right in there instead. Let's just get rid of... Oh. That deleted... Why does it do this? Why is this bulldoze option going to delete this tree right here? And this tree, like, why is that impacting that? It also makes me question, did the mods load? Of course they didn't. They really need to fix that. Okay, I'm going to restart this game. I'll be right back, and then we'll be ready to jump into it. All right, we've reloaded in. Our mods are working. Let's scroll over here real quick. If I were to delete this building, if I turned anarchy off, yeah, why does deleting this impact the line of trees along Glade Street? That doesn't make any sense. And even with anarchy on, it's still deleted my trees. There's a lot of things happening here. All I want is for you to place trees, and I would like them to not be somehow tied to a house, which makes 0 sense. But because I'm so stinking committed to this little line of trees, we're going to keep doing it. So there's more trees. It looks like we've lost some bushes as well. I probably should let this go, but knowing me, I don't know how to do that. So we're going to reduce this down to there. Slap in a few. They're not spaced exactly the same. They're probably going to get deleted accidentally on their own again anyway. So ignoring that. All right. Let's just let the abandoned buildings be abandoned. We do need some more commercial, and we also have some demand for medium density housing, which is why I'm super pumped we have this mixed housing option. It has apartment buildings with commercial spaces on the bottom and apartment buildings on top. Now, we've noticed from the last part that although this map is by default a European map, which I do love the European row homes. I'm a sucker for the way that these North American style buildings look. They just look phenomenal. So we're going to do a little bit of zoning for the North American style. Now, we don't have a block going through here, and I think I want to. And in fact, I think we're going to make a few changes before we do any zoning. I think what I want to do is I want to set these roads to be one-ways up until we get to this middle avenue, whatever this avenue here is. So let's send this road this direction. We got one way that way to the left, one way to the right. This one will come down as well, and then this one is going to go back up. Now, for now, this doesn't work here with this corner because the one-way goes into a 2-lane road. So just as a way of getting around that, turn off anarchy for now. Let's just send a road straight on out to here, and we're going to slap a roundabout on there and call it a day. All right. Now over here, we've got this area. The road is not perfectly lined up. So let's just fix that. I mean, we're here now. Let's just go with this. Go this way. And I think if you turn off zone cells, no, maybe just turn off everything. If I turn off everything, I can just get in here and kind of wiggle this till it's perfect. There we go, much better. Now let's do some zoning. So we need both commercial and we need residential. So I'm thinking let's just fill this whole back area. and let's see what kind of buildings we get here. We have a parking lot over here, which is great, but I do think we're going to want to have some more parking lots built throughout. This is going to destroy a lot of this demand. We could, for the sake of keeping things moving, slap in a bit more commercial right here in this spot. And then I want to consider some kind of sports field over here too, because we have these sports parks, and one thing we've not done since purchasing these is really give good park access to our area. And I will say, even with all the issues, I'm loving the road layout we have so far. I'm really feeling this. All right, we are almost at almost at the next milestone. We're at Tiny Town now. What's the next one? Boomtown? I might wait till we get to Boomtown so that we can also get the large parks. I know we're putting a lot of money into our parks, but why not? Outdoor park, skate park. I could get behind an outdoor park, or a skate park, excuse me. That could look pretty nice. What if we skate park right here? Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna skate park right there. And then can we fit this behind it? We can. Let's actually relocate this so it's a bit more centered. Turn off basically all snapping. And we just want to have this. Come on, turn this way. This is the side with the road. Okay, there's the little road icon. All right, we want to position this kind of central to this parking lot. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I think the rest of this block is going to just stay empty, and we're going to do some zoning around it. Let's slap in a few trees here just so that this looks nice. Now I'm going to switch back over to the EU version of the trees. Or is the oak the same? The oak's the same. Great. So throw down a few oaks here and there. If I can get it to place. Goodness. There we go. So now we've got this little area, and then I am going to try to do this cultivated bush. I want to make a hedge, essentially. Not a perfect hedge, but a little something here. Like, that's perfect. Okay. Okay. Can we do one along the back here and just call it a day? I think we try. So we have a little area there. This block here can also be developed as well. These little houses in the back I find so hysterical. And they're happy, so we'll take it. You're content. All right, so we have all that together. Let's keep doing some of our parks here, and then we're going to need to move over to doing the telecommunications, because that's something we have not done. We have a large city park, which could go somewhere. We have this area here where we didn't place anything inside of this grassland. Let's turn off anarchy. If I just put the park inside of here, so it's 1, 2, 3, we can move. So if I move over, it's not gonna be able to be perfectly centered. If I'm here, 1, 2, here could be a bit more perfectly centered. So let's place it right along Green Street. It deletes a lot of the trees that are there. That's okay. We have all these other trees growing behind it. So that's going to have a nice buffer of trees between the main street and the rest of this area here. So now we have some more parks there. All of this is looking good. It would be nice to have a park. I'm less concerned about this area because we have the cemetery, but something over here is definitely necessary. I think we build the little dog park. Let's do it this way. Let's do a tiny parking lot. Oh wait, does the parking lot serve as a park? No, not really. You know what? Scrap the parking lot. Let's build the tiny little dog park. I almost want to knock down a house or two. But better yet, let's place it right here, knowing that we're going to at least expand this to the end here, to the edge of where this train line is. And you know what? This is totally flat. Totally flat. So since it's flat, and since I can't can't see us using this area for this grid, I think what I do, let's spend the next few seconds, let's zone this out with, or not, let's not zone it. Let's throw some roads down and fill in the rest of this area here, knowing that we're going to have the highway that has to cross over. Ooh, that'll be a fun challenge to figure out how we're going to get that highway over here. But that is a problem for another day. For now, let's fill all this in with some roads. We've done some decent road layout, and we just unlocked milestone 6. Now we are Boomtown. We got $1,400,000, 6 progression points, and 8 land tiles, or whatever they're called. Let's see, development points and expansion permits. In here, we've unlocked textile fiber farming, an additional loan limit, heavy traffic ban, and advanced pollution management. We haven't done really any policies yet, but we are going to. I've been filling out this area. We're almost done, so let me also just jump in here and finish this other little spot real quick. So we've now got an additional expansion area here. We brought the highway through. I was able to keep it so that it just gives us this like stone bridge versus having them on stilts. And then we just expanded this whole area to have basically just a grid pattern. At this point, we're headed into the downtown. So this is all going to stay pretty gridded this direction. Everything we build out this direction and anything we build over here is going to be more suburban. So I know it's very gridded. Let it be. It's going to be gridded for just a moment. We don't really have much demand for anything, so that's going to make this a little bit challenging. But I did realize in building this, I never went over some of the changes I did in the last part. And really the biggest of all the changes was that I decided we needed some type of highway connection for this cargo station. So now if you're coming down the highway, right, you're coming down Summit Highway and you're headed over this direction, you can exit off of this highway onto Orchard Highway and either turn around and head into the industrial area or turn around and head across Daffodil Street's bridge into this area of the downtown between Coleridge Bluff and Elizabeth Square. Or you can head straight on up and turn onto Franklin Street or onto Summit Lane and enter into the cargo station. And then additionally, now using this new Daffodil Street that we have, which actually has a pretty decent, yeah, it has a pretty interesting layout. But heading over to Daffodil Street, it heads over and now you have this extra connection here. This is a lit intersection and you can cross over and enter onto the highway here, or alternatively exit off of the highway and head this way, although we have no traffic coming this way. Now, in the future, what I do know I want to do is I want to have some type of highway interchange right here. So we're just going to go ahead and name this little district. Back this all up. Highway interchange, so we don't forget. if we could spell it correctly. This is like not even that important, but we're going to spell it right. Interchange. Yep. So highway interchange is going to go here. I think it would be perfect because we could utilize this space around the train tracks without having to take up valuable real estate for building. And then we have this new area here, which I think would want to have its own district. And now that we have some streets laid out, we can kind of finish up some of the districts that we had already started. So this right here is Elizabeth Square. I would like to keep it like a square as much as possible. I will expand a portion of Elizabeth Square so that it connects to this district here, Coleridge Bluff. And then I'm thinking that really all of this is going to be its own district here. And I think we'll denote this district by bringing it directly into the train and follow the cargo train line up to the highway, where we'll then connect to this other district. Bring her right on over to here. Here we go. Let's see if we can make this work. Maybe, maybe not. Can we just anarchy this district in? Like, the district for me is more visual anyway. It's just to show me where things are. It does not have to technically work. So this is Hawthorne Springs. I would rather this be named Hawthorne's Corner. Alright, Hawthorne's Corner is this little area here. Now I do think something I would like to consider, and we're not going to do more road building for the moment, but something I would like to consider is if we were to take a road. Move it nice and slow. Oh, I guess it's reducing to one lane, so they have to move slowly. If we were to take a road and come off 90 degree just from the train line, maybe we will build a few more roads. We bring it out to, I'd love like 120, right? Yeah, I feel like that's a nice offset. Maybe a little bit less. Instead of 120, let's do 80 works fine for me. What I want to have happen here is I want to have a road that starts to change the direction of our grid. So if I connect so that we're right in the center here, I really want to connect off of here onto this point, which would be somewhere like around here. There's 90. That works. Here's our next one here, which I guess might be like around here somewhere. No, that's 91, 93. 90's right there. I mean, again, that does kind of work. All right, slap that guy there. Let's put one more on the first try, y'all. On the first try. Put that guy right there. And this is going to change the direction of our grid. And for now, I think we're going to leave some of this open because we don't really know what we're doing here just yet. The one question we do need to answer is, do we want this to be a level crossing or do we want to raise this up? Let's bring this down to 7. That's a 10% change. I probably should have done this first. No, it still has to like loop over. So you know what? This road is going to have to back up so that we're able to get a good crossing over here. I probably should have kept it at the 120 I started with. Let's back it up to here. Before we delete other pieces, let's just see if we can get a working bridge here. Let's turn this down to as small as it will go. I'm fine with 6 because we stay at this concrete block kind of base, but you know what? I don't love it. All right, let's try this again. Let's go from here, right smack dab in the middle. Let's come out 64 units. Is that changing to anything else? That's 8.5. 6.5 I'm fine with. This is a car. You'll be fine. You will get right over it. 5.7, 6. Wow, it's just changing as we sit here. Oh, interesting decision there, game. We're gonna just let it slide. See, now we've switched back over to the thing I don't want. If I wanted to go over, like, what would we need to do here? Let's do it this way. I have a better idea. Instead of just sitting here and trying to do it like that. Let's start here. Can I get a bridge over top? That is wildly high. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh, we got bears. Look at those bears. All right, this is 10. I think 10's too much. Let's see if we can get over it with 7.5. No. Can we get over it with 8.75? Yes. So there's 8.75. How far of a connection is this? It is 67, 68. If we go right to the intersections, 95 units. It's 7.8%. Same thing here. Let's go out 95 units and go to the ground. Now this one's 11.9, so that is not going to be, that's not going to work. Let's send this out to, I'd be comfortable with 8. Let's do 170. Now this sends us pretty far, right? This is going pretty far out. But I think this gives us a decent enough bridge to cross over. And frankly, I might even come over here and just lower that a little bit. Let's see what we get. Let's speed this up and see what we look like with our train line. And pause. We are just above these wires. I think that's perfect. Okay. Let's send it back to a 2. Let it keep playing. So there's our main road kind of connecting over. But now we've created a way to access this new grid. So let's send this guy. This would be the natural, like the natural connection point, but we can't really do that well. So I wonder if we leave this triangle maybe a little bit open. We're going to want another connection over this direction. I think that connection is going to come from this intersection, and that's because this road goes all the way through into Coal Bluff, and it connects to the industrial sector directly. Whereas if I went with one of these roads, they either dead end or they kind of just loop around Hawthorne's Corner. So let's use this post here. Let's bring this up, not 10. Let's bring it down so we can get up to 8.75. I really wish 7.5 would work, and maybe it will in one particular spot. We'll run with that. I mean, I'll make that work. If that's what the game wants to do, then that's what we'll do. Bring this down so we are at 0. And I wouldn't mind just kind of connecting next to this piece. Seems a little far, but why not? There we go. This also is nice because it gives us some room to do some line expansion in the future if we want to add additional train lines. And I don't believe this is going to work, but what are the chances? Now I'm just kind of on a bit of a tangent here, but what are the chances that a train station... Okay. Okay. We have to undo the bridges. The bridges have to go. We are going to delete basically all of this. We have got another train to build. I wasn't planning on training today, but here we are. We are training. All right, so we are going to go ahead and throw down some more soil, and then we are going to plop a passenger train right in here. Now it needs road access. However, we can add that in post. I think if my train, or better yet, okay, we gotta do some work, because I think what I want is to have the bypass lane be here in the back, right? So train station would go here. Autosave. With the train station there, we can go ahead and connect up this essentially bypass cargo lane right to the back. But then, if you were going to connect to our train line, let's come out turn off the grid. I think I don't want the grid. I also think I want snaps 90 degrees, sides of buildings, snap to guide grids, snap to zone grids, and snap to zoning cell lengths. Turn off both of those. I want something around 100. Turn that off. Let's go exactly 100. So we're going to come 100 out, and then we're going to come forward. This is ideally my bridge, right? No, my bridge is here. So I can kind of do whatever I want right here. We're going to come out 100 straight. Then we're going to come out 40 before turning and taking the entire turn to 80 meters. Okay? Same thing over here. We are going to come out 100 units exactly, perfectly straight from the track. Then we're going to come out 40 units before we initiate a curve and do a curve at exactly 80 meters. So now they are perfectly matching. The train behind them is a little different, the track, but these entrance and exit points are exactly the same. Then we're going to come out, I think again, 40 units and connect up at 80. Or should we try to just connect up into here like so? If that's the case, let's come out 60 units, initiate my curve, and then connect in around 140. Do the same thing here, and anarchy is off, so we're doing this the right way. Do 60 units, and then connect up here around 140, which for some reason is different here. That's okay, just connect in there like that. You can easily come off. You know what, I'm tempted to just delete this. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Let's try it this way. Let's come out. All right, we're going to switch it up. 80, and then we're going to initiate our curve to 180. Then if we went straight with this and connected in, how does that look? You come over, shoot, shoot. Yeah, that works for me. Let's do the same on this side. I like that actually a little bit better. So we're going to bring out a curve tool. We're going to go forward 80 meters, and then we're going to connect in at a total length of 180 meters. Then using the straight line tool, try to get this exactly at that 180 mark, which is right there. Connect it right in. Beautiful. So now we have a passenger train line. It does share with the cargo train line, but that is okay. It's able to come down this direction, head out here, and connect out to the wider world. Can it bypass the other trains? I believe it can, and if it can't, we will address those problems in the future. So now that we have this, this can denote where this road here is going to go. So I think this road comes out of here at exactly 180 degrees. Bam, there is our now connection. And I think what we can do is we can curve from here directly into here. And that kind of ends this area. Although I really don't like when it makes those little shapes. Instead, I think what we do actually is bring this exactly to here and turn it along this edge and send it straight here. There has got to be some type of service building or something we can place here that would benefit this area along Glade Street in this little pocket. So now what we have to figure out is how do we get this to work? Send that straight along and delete this little nub that we don't need. And now let's grab this and see if we're going to be able to get over this. This is going to be tough. We might have to back this up. Exactly how, I don't know. But let's see. If we went up, that's 13 units. 13 degrees. It's a little steep. That would work just fine. We're talking about cars here. We are not talking about anything crazy. I think we leave 13 units. Let's bring this out 70. And then we're going to just send it forward to right here for now before we come in. I want to just smooth out some of the changes we made before we get too much further over there. I'm fine with that. Let me know in the comments below if you hate this bridge. Because if you do, we might be able to readjust it, move it back a little bit, and then connect. Even I'm just like talking myself out of the way it looks because I know it looks like crap. All right, so this here is about how much? Like 67, 70 units. If we connect here to about 70 units, 76 gives us less than 10%. What if we went to 90? It gives me 8. Let's get to 8%. 93 units. I'm fine with that. Connect this straight on up. Already looks much better. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send this road to here. It now technically connects in. It's going to curve. Ignore the grid lines. We want to really focus on our angles. 180 at 25. Let's make this 50 total. 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Let's set this right here to the center at 90 degrees, send it up. And that's kind of that extra road there, which gives me an idea of how this area is supposed to look. Okay, hold on. I know we were going to be done with our road building a while ago, but we're feeling inspired. Now this I do want to try to get over, but I think over might be a little challenging. What might be a better option here is to send this under. But hold on. Can you make it over? No, it has to send it higher up. Okay. Let's try to send it under. We haven't really done much in the way of tunnels yet. I don't actually know how tunnels work. Right here we see the creation of this concrete barrier wall, but it doesn't seem to create a tunnel. I'm missing a button. I don't believe that is not what I wanted to do. I don't believe that I am. So let's see. If we sent it down 10, it's interesting. That's not a tunnel. It's just like kind of under the ground. If we turned Anarchy on and we did this little tunnel moment, could I, without a lot of fuss? No, that's not making any change. Okay, that's not how you make a tunnel. So again, I think we have to make a few small changes to this side because it's not going to work out in the way we have it set up. Delete this road, delete this road. I think we take this road here using our curved tool. We're going to bring it out 25 units like we had planned. We're connecting to something else that we don't want. Turn that off. Turn this off. Here we go. 25 units. Curve down until the total width of this in meters is 50 units. So it should match that one there. This is going to come straight on down for now. We might change that in a minute. This can come to here, and then at this point I think we start going down. This is about 75 meters. There's where we get underground. If I turn Anarchy off, it can technically go to here. That's a 15 grade. But let's see. That's 12. I'm fine with 12. Oh, that's kind of nice. Oh, and you can see the light shining through. We're going to leave that. I am a fan. Okay, so now how are we going to connect all this up? Well, I think this is inherently just pushed back where this road really should go. So I think that that kind of negates the need for that little piece. We're auto-saving. How do we connect all of this together? I think going just straight leaves potentially an obnoxious intersection right here with these doubles. We have this weird little square, but I don't mind it. We could make that into some type of roundabout. Now I'm just getting a little insane, aren't I? Over here, it's a lot of road building this episode, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. Over here, we're going to bring this out to here, connect that right on in. Right here, we're going to send this straight on up. This will get a little roundabout at the end, just to kind of denote the end of that little area. And we're going to leave that just like that, I think. That's perfect. Okay. It's an interesting setup. I question if this double intersection and this double intersection is really what's in the best interest of everyone. So I know that we keep futzing with this, but we're going to do it one more time because I think I have a better idea. I think what I want to do, come on out to here. Okay. We're going to make our own little oval roundabout type situation with the road coming right down the middle, just like so. This road is then going to become a one-lane, one-way road. So we're going to go ahead and just go over to here and then come over to here. It goes right around in a circle, Mill Street. And then we can do some beautiful pathfinding here. I think we might even turn all of this into some type of fake park, because we don't have parks like we did in the old game. But there's no reason we can't turn off this button, remove only matching type, get rid of that. We want to delete all the trees that are in here. I think we make our own little park over here in this area. Let's grab our pathways, and we're just gonna do this real quick. Let's just see what we get. All right, there we go. So now we've got our train station, huge area in front of it, nice parks for people to walk around. Once those trees grow up, that's going to look amazing. We're doing a bit of auto-saving. Let's go ahead and unpause, because now we can actually place our first train line here, which I'm super pumped about. We need a passenger railway line tool. So scrolling in here, you can see over on this side, we have our cargo lines. They're crossing right past the passenger line. But we could take a line from right here, turn our view, and we could send it all the way out of the city and send it right back to here. So there's one line. And we could technically do one out that direction as well. Do I want to do that? Maybe I do. You know what? I wish I would have moved that to this other station. There we go. So this internal station here, I'm going to leave blank for now. That's what we're going to connect to our city-wide train network. But this external piece here, do we still have bears? Just kind of like walking through. We do. All right. There goes Jim and Jed. Just these poor bears. We're destroying their land. A little bit of clipping. If you notice, there's some water underneath of this parking lot, which is not ideal, but what are you going to do? All right, and we had one of our passengers already use this train line. Let's turn it down to 2. I think 3 is a little fast. I want to set up the second train line here to come from that other interior station and send it out this direction. We don't currently have anything going out that direction. So then, bam. So now we have 2 connections off of our map headed out. Efficiency 111%, employees 6, comfort 56, passengers waiting 0, lines 2. Now some of the upgrades we can add here, we can add an extra platform, which would give us a whole nother platform addition there to the back, if you can see that pop up there. We could also add the station services, small shops, restaurants, and kiosks for passenger convenience, increases the comfort level of the station. It's $16,000 a month, but I think it makes this train station look a bit more prominent. So I say we go for it. It's going to increase the comfort to 88, and I don't think we're going to have any parking fee. We can leave it alone. But now we've got this beautiful train station here. Let's slow this puppy down. Yeah, the snow is coming in. Oh my gosh, that's cool. That's really cool. It's raining and it's freezing because the temperature is dropping. We're at 33 degrees. All right, slow. We're down to 1%. We do have some more people going abandoned over here with a few buildings that have collapsed. Interestingly, we have low-income housing here, but nobody is moving in, so not sure what to do with that. We have this little block here now, which is our mixed-use housing, which is great. This building alone has 63 residents, which is crazy. Since we're close to a train here, let's try to do a little bit of low-rent housing. Yeah, I think we do a little bit of low-rent housing right here close to the train. It's centrally located, but it's going to be a bit louder. We do need some medium density housing, and we are currently not in the market for any mixed-use buildings. So let's just fill this area in with some medium density housing. We don't have any demand for high density, which I guess technically this is considered maybe high density? It's that dark gray color, or dark green color. So I think this is actually high density. We don't want that. All right, medium density is filling in nicely there. We are in demand for a little bit of low density. And in Hawthorne's Corner, I think what's going to happen is as we get closer to the highway, some of these buildings here are going to be just regular low density housing kind of in this corner, almost like an extension of Coleridge Bluff. Like maybe this road here, Franklin Street, actually connected over to Emerson Street at one point, and this was another little suburban neighborhood that has slowly been expanding. And now that I say that, we're going to leave that alone, but I think this back corner here is all going to be low density once we get to it. We can do just a quick little bit of commercial, and I know I said this area was going to stay empty, but I lied. Now that we have this massive train complex, there's no need for that to stay empty, and I think that's probably where we're going to call this. The only thing I want to add to this before we go are the radio masts, because this is going to help us kind of keep moving our city forward. So this transmits mobile data, radio traffic, and TV signals. In case of emergencies, the masts are used to broadcast an alarm, which allows citizens to react to the events more rapidly. Can be upgraded with a wireless network antenna and increases bandwidth. So this is completely new to this game. Compared to the first one. One thing that our citizens are concerned about is their ability to access the internet and share information and have just better connectivity. And you'll notice there's ranges for each of these cell towers. The more dense the area is, the more interference there is, and so it's a bit harder for that tower to reach. Whereas over here, it's mainly farms, there's not a lot of infrastructure. You can kind of place this tower anywhere and it has great coverage. So they do need to be placed against a road. So I think right back here, let's place one here, covers all of Sunrise Gardens. I would want one over here as well, and I wouldn't mind kind of sneaking it in somewhere over here near the train. Or this area here is commercial, and this is the high school, so we could place it kind of next to the high school and help service that area. And then I think we probably want 2 more. We want one that's over here. Oh, excuse me. Well, when that's over here, we have an opening right next to this parking lot. I don't see why we wouldn't go for it. And then I'm going to want one that covers this area here in the back. So let's place it before we get too much infrastructure. This is part of what Butler Street is for, is to provide us with a way to add services. That is not going to be in some prime real estate. But I think what we do, let's see, can we take an alleyway right behind this? What are the chances we can fit a little roundabout? It did remove my trees. It removed some of my trees. That is to be expected. We can place these back ourselves. But then along this road, we could place our cell tower. Almost like it's a little service road. Unrelated tree disappeared yet again. Hopefully they fix that. But now we've got fantastic cell coverage for the entire area. Where do we find that here? Communications, telecom. Boom. Now, our rail yard's missing it, our cargo station's missing it. I mean, for logistics, that probably sucks. But in the sake of us being able to service all of the needs of our people, we're doing great. Just do a quick check here of kind of all of our services and make sure we're looking okay. Parking facilities, we've got more than enough parking facilities. Traffic, the traffic flows around that 70% mark, it looks like. It doesn't actually give me the number itself, but all around, I'm not too concerned about traffic flow. We're still pretty small. We are still importing our electricity, and that's something we're going to want to think about next time, is when do we reach the point where the cost of imports is greater than if we just were to produce the power ourselves and export some of that extra power. So that's something on the docket for next week. Water, we're doing fine. Sewage, we're doing fine. I still want to address this sewage at some point. That'll be something we do next week. I just don't want this river to turn poop brown for too long because it takes forever to go away. Healthcare, we're doing okay. Pretty good access for everyone. Over here is not great, but eventually we'll have a bigger suburb over here. We'll build out another one. Garbage processing, I don't think we're doing enough. In fact, we're almost full. So garbage, electricity, and sewage are three things we're going to need to tackle in the next part. Fire, doing fine. We're not worried about disasters right now. Police, doing fine. Government services. So if you notice here, all of our houses have different colors to them, and some of them need some support from the government. And so we'll want to think about building that administration building pretty soon, or the welfare building. Education, elementary school capacity is getting pretty close, so we might have to expand that soon. High school's doing okay. We need to think about a college here shortly. All we've done is our trains so far. We have 2 lines with 95 passengers a month. I think we can get ready to start doing some buses. And we haven't done post. We added a few parks. That looks nice. And I think all around this is looking pretty good. Land values over here in the center, land values are $245, I guess, for these properties. Whereas if we go into this new area that we just built, 119. Over here in the industrial area, 10. Even over here, we've got a little bit. 185, 138, 135. You would think the water would have more, but I think because we've got poop over here, people aren't super happy about it. But guys, I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. This looks fantastic. I'm happy we're getting a little bit more density. We're getting some high-rise buildings coming in. I love that we have a new area to expand into and kind of grow a little bit. And we have put our first passenger train line in our city, which is fantastic. So until the next part, let me know if you have any feelings about the bridge or this setup here. I think I like it. I'm going to sit on it for a little bit and just kind of give it another few days to settle with it. I love the parks. I'm curious what I'm going to do with these triangles. I find them usually hard to work with, but we will figure something out. And I will see you guys in the next one.